We got James Erogenous Tones. This is Structure, our digital video synthesizer we're showing off. It's basically a node-based generation system to create visuals that are interactive with music. We can also tie into Eurorack CV as well as LZX Industries 1-volt RGB signals. The basic system lays out a series of graphic generators. We probably have about 400 of these loaded on the system. We have about 400 of these loaded on the system right now. These are all built in on the GPU. It can do a lot of crazy things. We have modifiable parameters for all of our shaders such that we can end up changing colors. We can stretch. We can manipulate this via CV rates, 1-volt LZX rates, or we also have MIDI learn capability. So with popular programs like Ableton or Reason or any MIDI controller, we can program in and it can MIDI learn how it can manipulate these generators. Beyond the generators, we found we had enough processing power we could start to add effects to these, and by layering these various effects and generators together, we start coming out with some really interesting patterns. We ended up with so many of them, we added a random feature so that you could kind of just jump around quickly to new ideas and then further dig down to customize them. Let's see, so we have some, here we have some generators and a mixer and running some effects. We can push these together and move these around. Other than the generators and effects, we also have an ability to use images, and we can use the same graphics pipeline to manipulate the images with the effects that we have online. We can come up with some really interesting patterns. And we have audio input. We have 3D object shaping. And we also have video input, which right now we're feeding video input from an LZX system. We have the 1-volt per octave going in, but we can also switch. And with some effects added, we also have real-time video camera coming through. So this is CVBS. You could plug a VCR, DVD player in, or a security camera into this. See, my jacket becomes, almost camouflage here. And as well, this is again in the graphics pipeline, so we can move forward into adding our rotating, our mirroring effects, coloring. We can modify our chroma. We can change the speed or direction of how these effects work. We probably have about 65 to 70 effects. The great thing about the effects in these generators is that they're based off GLSL shader code. Those are text files that are rendered by the computer. You'll be able to upload them via the SD card on the front end. So as well with the video and audio modes we also have the ability for 3D objects, where we can manipulate and move within the space and change how we map and what we map onto them.
So your joystick is changing?
The joystick is one of the input parameters. For this, we have 2 high-speed analog-digital converters for auto. We have 3 envelope generators, which are switchable between 1 and 5 volt. We have the joystick as an XY for movement. We'll have a full motion and movement system for the 3D objects alone. Users will be able to build and upload their own 3D models to a certain limit based on the limitations of the processor, as well as we're looking at how can we do animations on these 3D objects. And that's the general gist of it. Through the on-screen menu, you can see your workflow. You can see which shaders are manipulating which aspect of the image. You can see the control parameters coming in, whether they're CV, whether they're on the main board, whether they're coming in through MIDI, and do any final or post-processing as well to the end image, for feedback effects, if we wanted to speed things up, or again, rotating the chroma.